Lena here from Girl Teach Me, and today I want to talk about 10 healthy habits that I really believe are going to help you so much to just start living the life that you really want to live. I really feel like little by little we change the trajectory of our lives. Okay, so the first one is get super intentional about each day. The first person you have to lead is yourself. The first person I have to lead is myself. And when I lead myself, then I'm really able to build up and lead my home. And then I'm really able to build up and lead outside of my home. But I think a lot of times we really want to influence people outside of our homes. But first, we're not leading ourselves, and then we're not leading the people in our home. So I think getting super intentional about leading yourself first and being intentional about each day. So I made this little chart for myself. This is just really personal, but I have goals to review, workout that I want to do, my deep work, my light work, the food I'm working on. So I'm a stay-at-home mom with 4 little kids. So on Tuesdays, I like to work on getting some broth made and then chopping some veggies. It just makes my other recipes come together quicker. House focus, I'm focused on cleaning up the common areas of my home. And then my focus for my kids is to read to them a lot. So we read a little bit of Laura Ingalls, why is this word so hard to say? Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's the Little House on the Prairie series, what I'm trying to say. So that's a lot of things. I don't necessarily get to all of that every Tuesday, but my goal is I have an intention with my day. Okay, the second thing is get outside as early as possible. Getting outside in the sunlight regulates our circadian rhythm. It makes us just feel better. It helps us wake up. And so just getting exposed to some sunlight every morning. If you want to get outside and read a little bit in the morning, I try to take a little quick walk. Like I'm talking 10 minutes around my block. This morning I took one of my kids who really needs some like one-on-one time. So I did that this morning, but it doesn't have to be long, just 10 minutes. And it really just sets up my whole day. Especially when I take walks by myself, I just feel like I just get a little, I call it my sanity walk. Just get ready for the day. So get outside. Okay, the third thing is have some dailies you're trying to get through every morning. I have 8 dailies I try to get through every morning. It doesn't always happen, but hey, I'm aiming for something. And you can see these 8 dailies in a video I'll link right here, but it's just how to get through a hard day. That was a real hard day for me. And what I did was I went back to my dailies, and that really anchors the day. You know, when you feel aimless and you don't know what the next right thing to do is, these dailies really, really help. Some of the dailies are like literally just put on real clothes, fix your hair and makeup, you know, just little things that make these little differences. But you know, if you think about a ship going in one direction, if it just changes a couple of degrees, it ends up in a totally different direction. So just these dailies can change your whole day, your whole week, your whole year, your whole life, you know? And so these dailies are huge. Figure out what dailies would be most life-giving for you and try to knock them out first thing in the morning. Number 4 is move your body. Like I'm talking move it however you can. I think a lot of times we have this like workout culture that's like, I have to get to CrossFit and bust out a hard workout or have to go on like a couple mile run. And I think that's just can be toxic thinking, especially if you are in the season with being at home with little kids. Like that's not always possible, and going to the gym can take up a big chunk of your morning. And so just moving your body, like today I did like a really light yoga workout. Yesterday I did a bar workout, so I just bought like an Olympic lifting bar. That has been huge. Like I'm legit sore from yesterday, 10 minutes of just moving. And so moving for the purpose of improved mood, fighting depression, lubricating your joints, and just staying strong, because as women, our bone density is solidified by the time we're like in our mid-30s. So it's really important if you're in your 20s and 30s to be lifting some weights and to be moving, because that's going to give you stronger bones for when you're 70, 80 years old. And breaking a hip is one of the number 1 reasons why women in their 70s, 80s, and 90s die. So be moving every day, just every day. Make that deposit into your body, into the longevity of your life. It's so worth it. Take your supplements. This does not take very long, but one thing is really key is what supplements do I take? And the one way I figured this out was I went to see a functional health doctor. I'll leave a link down below to find a functional health doctor in your area. You just type in your zip code and it gives you some. But I really love functional health doctors because they're really big at getting to the root, and they'll do lab work and they'll tell you what you're deficient in. And a lot of women who have had babies or have breastfed, they're really postnatally depleted, and that can even last years after you've had a kid. And if your micronutrient stores are really depleted, it's hard to restore your hormone health. And so it's just really, really important to take care of these micronutrients. I'll leave a list down below of the ones I take in my absolute favorite. The one I've been taking recently and just started is beef liver. It really helps you with your B12 and it helps you with your energy. And so that might be a good place to start as well. Number 6 is put some collagen in your coffee. It's an easy thing to do. It's tasteless. It totally dissolves, but they're going to help with your hair, your nails, your joints, your gut lining. It's really, really important to be intaking some collagen. Another way to intake collagen is make bone broth. I have a video for that. It's super, super easy. But like I said, this is an easy first step. Just throw that collagen in your coffee. I'll leave some down below that are really high quality because quality is important. So number 7 is to be reading some health books. If you want to be a healthy person, it is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong journey and you've got to be a learner. We're constantly learning, but be intentional about it. Readers are leaders and leaders are readers. And you and I are both leaders. We are leading someone, whether intentionally or unintentionally. There is no such thing as a junior leader. If you are a stay-at-home mom with kids, you are absolutely a leader. Those kids are watching you every second of the day and absorbing everything you do. You are a leader. It's so important. So it's so important for you to be learning, reading, and continuing on a health journey, because if you're not healthy, you can't show up in your fullness for the people that you love. And it's so, so important. I'm going to leave a list of the books that I personally have read and love, and here are just a couple of the titles that have really impacted me. It's just so important for me to be intaking daily a little bit of health knowledge, and so that's just one practice I really try to do. Okay, number 8 is declutter every single day. I love this video that Margaret Matheny did. It was 20 items in 10 minutes, and what a good practice to just set a timer, 10 minutes, and just declutter just the things that are bothering you and the things you're not using. And if we just hoard things, we become stuff managers, and that is not how we want to live our lives. I know that's not how you want to live your life. So just making the practice of decluttering every day. Number 9 is get barefoot and get outside. Put your hands in the dirt. Okay, so I know this is not exactly doable in the dead of winter, but I'm making this video in the spring leading into summer. It's absolutely possible to take off your shoes. Even if you're at the park with your kids, be that weird lady and take your shoes off. Grounding is a real thing, even if you think I'm a hippie, but it's so important that our feet are actually touching the earth. It's really important. And put our hands in dirt. It makes you feel alive. It's so empowering. So just pick up some sticks, pull some weeds. You don't have to grow a whole garden, or you can, but just put your hands in the dirt. Like, how often are we just disconnected from the earth with shoes on all the time and we never touch the grass? Like, we're missing out. So shoes off, hands in the dirt. You're gonna walk away with lots of good serotonin after that. You're gonna feel way better. If I'm having a tough day, I'm like, let's get outside. I'd prefer to be a mother outside all the time versus a mother on the inside of my house. So get outside. Okay, last thing is some time in the Bible and some time in a journal. Okay, so don't tune out if you're not a Christian. Hear me out. I really feel like the Bible is so valuable just for a better life. Like, go read Proverbs. It's chocked full of wisdom. The book of John is amazing. So if you've never read the Bible and you just automatically written it off, I would encourage you, give it a shot. Just give it a shot. The ESV and the CSB, I'll leave links below. Those are great versions to just get started. They are like literally in language that you and I speak. So just get a version that's really easy to read and just get into it. It's going to have wisdom for this life. A lot of people want other people's opinions, but it has no wisdom. And so the Bible is full of wisdom. It's really hard to argue with that. A little bit of Bible, a little bit of wisdom, and journal. I think it's so important to get the thoughts out of our head that just feel all scrambled and just write. There's so much revelation that comes when the pen touches the paper. And one of my favorite authors says he literally writes, and he's written a lot of books, but he says, I literally write so that I can know what I think about things. And it's so important. I think we intake so much content that we don't know what we really think about it. I think that's why people like writing Instagram posts. It's just like a little bit of time to have this like revelation. So pen to paper, take some time to journal. It's like 5 minutes. to just get your thoughts out of your head. It's really gonna help with like anxiety and depression and things like that, just to get it out. Leave a comment down below with the habit that you feel like you want to start with. I really think that we can only really focus on one. So what's that one that you feel like is going to be that major shift for you and is going to be really important to take you where you want to be? Like, what's that one thing I mentioned that feels like it, like that resonated with you the most? Drop that down in the comments. I want to hear that. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. I put out videos that really help you learn how to lead yourself so that you can then lead the people in your home and then have a massive impact in the world. Women need one another, but we need to lead ourselves and not be a victim of our circumstances. So I hope you'll hit subscribe and the bell so you can see more content like this, and I'll see you again in the next one.
Creation will bow before him, every tongue will praise his name, until the day he comes again. We will say, you are